Okay, the meeting of the Atlantic County Board of Commissioners is called to order in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, State of New Jersey. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Atlantic County Board of Commissioners was provided in the following manner. Published in the Press of Atlantic City and mailed to the Current and the Hamilton Gazette, and has been posted on the bulletin boards in the county office building in Atlantic City, Stillwater Building in Northfield, and the county clerk's office in Mace Landing. And I would just like to ask on the eve of Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, I'd ask that we honor the 2,403 patriots who perished with a moment of silence prior to our prayer today, and give thanks to the greatest generation whose heroics guided us through World War II. So have a moment of silence. Thank you. And who is the other?
Thank you. Almighty God, we pray that strength and courage abundant be given to all who work for a world of reason and understanding, that the blessings of peace be ours, the peace to build and grow, to live in harmony and sympathy with others, and to plan for the future with confidence. Amen.
Amen. We'll stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, now, roll call.
Chairwoman Commissioner days will be coming virtually today. Ballas.
Here.
Virgino.
Here.
Horsey. Days.
Here.
Fitzpatrick. Here. Gatto.
Here.
Parker.
Present.
Risley.
Here.
And Kern.
Here. Okay, commissioners have had an opportunity to review the minutes from November 15th, 2022. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the November 15th, 2022 minutes as presented.
Motion. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi and seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Do any anyone abstaining?
I guess I will abstain.
Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Virgino.
Yes.
Horsey.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Abstain.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Okay, I just want to let everyone know that anyone in person that would like to speak during public comments, please come to the podium. You state your name and the town you reside. You'll provide up to 3 minutes to speak. If you're attending virtually, please type yes and the resolution number in the question and answer box. Any items not listed on the agenda, you may speak during the public comments. You'll be raised from an attendee to a panelist. When you're raised, please state your name and the town you reside. Okay, and we have a presentation.
Recognizing Pleasantville Junior Jokers JV football team as the 2022 Atlantic County Junior Football League champions.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any comments from the commissioners?
They're just.
Oh, okay. So we just, welcome. Come on in, champ. Come on in. Come on in.
Up front cheerleaders.
Oh, cheerleaders
Come
too?
on, yeah. That worked. Okay, you got more to come in?
Yeah.
We can move it in. Come on, everybody want to take a picture or anything like that? Come on in. You're all invited. Do the coaches want to tell us a little bit about the team before we start?
Where are the coaches?
I'm looking at the big guy. I don't know. All right,
How y'all doing, everybody? My name is Dominic Moody, Coach Moody. We got Coach Doug, Coach Twine, and Coach Piz. He's in the back. Is around here somewhere. But I don't know. This is our junior varsity squad. We went 10-0 this year.
All right.
Yes. But these are some of our football players. We got some of our cheerleaders out here. But they worked their butt off since like July. And we just finished up in November, and we're proud of it.
Yeah.
Super proud of it.
a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work.
They give up a lot to do this as well as you do.
Correct. Yeah.
Andrew?
I'd just like to congratulate the team. I was blessed to be on the team when I played in junior football league, going undefeated, and it was my Pee Wee year. And I just thought my Pee Wee year was my first year playing. We went 10-0, and I imagined we do it every year back then. And I didn't realize how hard it was until the years kept on going on. I was like, wait a minute, I might not do that again. The remainder of the years, I went on to play college football, and it's really extremely hard to go 10-0. I've been on state championship teams at the high school level, didn't go 10-0. All right, so that's extremely hard. You'll be to be commended for your work. Outstanding job. And for that coach over there, Moody, I want to see that young man again. I actually coached your coach when he was playing around the same age of you guys. So what a pleasure it is to see this young man grow up and give back to the community the way that, you know, we was out there giving back when it was your turn to run around. So congratulations to all of you cheerleaders, parents, moms, dads, everybody. Congratulations. Great work.
Thank you. We do try to take a picture, so. But we'll try. Come on.
Stand up. That's why. Andrew, get down in front with a. Great.
And then we have other people out there.
I know. Snap the screen. Yeah.
Coach, we have quite a few here, so we're gonna give these to you.
Trash
You
pickup.
wanna hold one? A couple people, they can like hold each.
It's waste management. It's
Homeowner does, right?
whoever you contract with.
Right.
No.
I guess that's just their.
Less than long.
Right.
Yeah, that's why.
That's the only municipality that doesn't provide trash pickup.
But you know what's odd?
In the water situation. Yeah. All right. Straight up.
700 and something.
All right, everybody, smile.
Say 10-0. 2022. They have to pay. All right.
Right back.
Congratulations, everybody. Thank you for coming. Congrats.
Have a great Christmas, guys.
Why you make one minute picture? Yes.
Congratulations.
No.
Well.
Don't worry.
All right.
Congrats, guys. Thank you again. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nothing changes.
Okay, and now we're gonna have another presentation. We have with us Rick Dovey, President of Atlantic County Utilities Authority. Welcome, Rick. Rick is gonna be presenting the 2023 budget to the board. Rick, prior to your presentation, on behalf of the entire board, we'd like to thank you for the many years of service to Atlantic County and congratulate you on your upcoming retirement.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sure that we'll continue to benefit from your passion and your post.
Okay, well, good, Madam Chair. I'm going to recuse myself from the discussion presentation of the ACUA budget.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Bye.
See you later.
Judy, right up here.
Commissioners.
The floor is yours.
Madam Chairwoman, good afternoon. Thank you for mentioning that. We had a brief presentation to the Budget Committee earlier beforehand. I'm not going to go into as great a detail as I did there, but all the information you guys have in your package, and if you want to follow up with some questions or comments or any concerns, feel free to do it. Our board will be, this will be introduced to our board at their meeting next Thursday to take action. So this is a draft budget at this point, and then we move on. So on the left side of your package is a summary page of, this is wastewater. So I'm going to talk about wastewater first. 14 entities are a part of the ACUA on the wastewater side. You see the names of the towns. In the case of the Atlantic City, it is not Atlantic City government, it is the Atlantic City Sewage Company, who is the participant of the sewage system. This chart shows how it looks the year end will end up as far as the share of cost and flows to the end of the year. We are concurrently meeting with all of the municipalities and the users, in this case, going over these budgets in detail. So we've finished about half of them. By the time our board meets next Thursday, we'll have met with them individually. We also on wastewater meet in the middle of the summer with them to give them an update. So there really is nothing surprising here. We're proposing an 8% increase. That's the highest increase in 30 years. That sounds bad, and it's difficult to do, but given all the details that I'll give you, I think it's a very reasonable given the circumstances this year. If you flip over on that sheet is the 8% increase with the flows for next year. And the towns on the right-hand side, the annual charge is what they will be charged for their wastewater services that they receive from the ACUA. So they can budget it and they pay quarterly throughout the year. So the budget next year is going to go up to $25,121,000. Next page is a summary of the wastewater budget. That's this page. This shows the operating expenses in the top third of the page are up 8.73%. The drivers are largely salaries. So for 12 years, we've had a 2% increase for our employees throughout the authority, both wastewater and solid waste. Last year, this year it's 5%. Next year it's projected to be 4%. Other big driver is health benefit costs are going up 21.5% at the state level, and we're all being charged, all the participating governments are charged that. Pension costs are going up 12% or thereabouts. So those are the big drivers in this budget going forward. I'm not going to go into great detail, but I'll just point out that the chemicals are up. That's based on actual bids that we've received in the last month or so for next year. Chemical costs are up. The other is contractual services. You'll see it's up over 19%. That's because we have to do a study that we have to do every 3 years, a stack test at our incinerator, and you do it every 3 years. The coming year is our third year. It costs about $200,000 for that outside work. And indirect operating expenses are up, and that's fuel costs primarily. gasoline. So any gasoline vehicles are paid for here. Administrative support is a large number, but not a big increase. That includes our participation in the county JIF, and we're doing pretty well there. Capital improvement program is what we call budget capital, meaning it's capital that's available for fixing roofs, making repairs that you're not going to borrow for. They're not long-term borrowings. Operating reserve requirement, that's for our bond indentures, $350,000 to keep our reserves at the levels required. Then there's the appropriations to the county. We have an agreement with the county. We're in the second 5-year agreement. We pay the county throughout the year. Is it 3 times, Bonnie? 3 or 4 times a year, $900,000 split up, and that goes towards the Aviation Research Park and the Economic Alliance. It's the funding, the core funding for both of those programs that the county implemented 6-7 years ago. Debt service is up, but debt service, this mainly reflects a large project that we just completed, and we will actually start paying on the iBank, the New Jersey iBank loans in the coming year. That's the Down Beach Commissioner. Of course, you'll remember the project at Bader Field. So it interrupted your life several times. That project. It's finally completed. Now we got to start paying for it. That's why debt service is up. That total expenses up 8.89%. Below that are the revenue. So the first revenue where it says less, operating and general charge is up 8%. That is the charge to the 14 towns divided amongst them proportionally based on their level of flows into the wastewater system. Interest earnings are up significantly because interest rates are up significantly. The next 2 columns are outside revenues for services we provide to others other than the ACUA. Septic, scum, and sludge, largest being sludge. We take outside sludge and it is incinerated in our sludge incinerator. That's about almost $2 million a year. Septic comes from septic haulers who bring septic waste to us. And you don't want to know what scum is, but there's a market. So miscellaneous are the other outside services we do through the wastewater division, largely pump station maintenance for a series of entities, government and non-government, county sewer pump station here in Northfield, one in Mays Landing, also Atlantic City Hospital mainland, or Atlantic Care mainland. We do Egg Harbor Township MUA, Linwood, and Egg Harbor City. We also do some work for the casinos for their grease recovery units. All right, next is unrestricted net assets. Those that's 709. That's down. We don't necessarily have to have that high this year. And then total revenues up 8.89%. The rate is going up 8%. So next is, I just want to give you some context. This year, as we go around the towns, we've found that many of the appointed, elected, and professionals we're dealing with in town are new. So we're coming at them and saying we're having an 8% rate increase. They want to know why. This is to begin to put it in perspective. So the rate history for the wastewater division for the last 10 or 12 years, you can see it's been relatively flat. We don't charge more when we don't need to charge more. And that's our rate history. Next, I'm going to go through just a comparison of our rates to our surrounding counties that have wastewater countywide sewer system. If you look at this map and you see the bar chart, our sewer rates are obviously the lowest in South Jersey. And the most important comparison actually is Ocean and Cape May Utilities Authorities, because they discharge their treated wastewater, as we do, into the Atlantic Ocean. So we operate under similar permit conditions. So that's the closest and best way to do that. So as I said, we've been meeting with the towns. They seem to understand that there's this long historical chart. And I think the thing that's most significant and that the towns recognize is, if you look in this middle chart, in 2006, the cost of service to the ACUA to its 14 users is $22,770,000. Go ahead to this year for 22 projected, and it's 23,260. That's a pretty impressive record over that period of time, in context. But personnel costs are up, and that's a major driver. Fuel costs are up. That's a major driver, but in both budgets. Okay, on the right-hand side, showing you a chart of our proposed tip fee increase of 11%. All of our tip fees are proposed to go up 11%. The municipal rate would go from 68.78 to 76.35, still the lowest in New Jersey. The gate rate would be 74, would go to 82.87, 11% increase, almost the lowest in New Jersey. And in comparison to Cape May and Cumberland, our closest utilities authorities with landfills, you can see what their proposed rates are next year also, and their proposed increases. And our C&D rates and bulky rates are going up also from 97.34 to 108.05. Now, the next page is the summary of the solid waste budget. It's presented in a different way. It's by operation. The first section on the top is operating expenses. And again, the most important thing in all of our operations, whether it's the main office, solid waste office, the transfer station, composting, landfilling, recycling center, processing, collection, that's the collecting of recycling and trash and yard waste out in the towns, and centralized maintenance. You can see most of those increases, it adds up to 8.4%, is driven by personnel and benefit costs that we were talking about before. But the other driving force is diesel fuel costs. At the landfill and the transfer station, all of our vehicles are diesel, can't be CNG. In collections, trash collection and recycling collections, we use CNG, which is a significant saver, and we're in buttress. Actually, the increase would be much higher if we were not on CNG. So CNG is a real benefit to our customers and taxpayers that hire us, the towns that hire us. Next, the other county appropriation, similar to what I talked about before, $450,000. Cell wall replacement. We self-fund our capital improvement for the landfill. We have to do two more sections of the quote wall that will give us capacity till March or April, February of 2028. We will be out to bid to build the next section of the wall, which will be about $16 million, third quarter of next year. So we have to have the money in hand. So we raise it, we don't borrow the money for that. Capital program improvements and equipment lease, that they're relatively. So we lease, buy some equipment both at the landfill and in collection. If we don't buy it outright, interest expense is up 115,000 to 115,000, and total expenses just under 8%. Revenues, interest revenues up, as I discussed before, because of interest rates. collection revenue. This is the money that we receive and are paid monthly from towns that hire us. 14 million, they have, each contract has a CPI in it. It's different in each town because when they enter into their contract. So it depends on when their CPI went into effect. Most of our contracts are for 5 years. Some are 7, and some are year to year, depending on what the town wants. So you can generally see that collection revenue is 14 million. If you look up at the top, and expenses for collections is 12.2. So it offsets the cost of those contracts. We have marketing of recyclables. That's significantly down in the coming year. Markets for recycling materials are down, or we're projecting them to continue to be down, as opposed to last year and the year before. It's a very volatile market. We're hopeful that that'll change, and it's always been that way. You can't count on it. But anyway, going forward, about 400,000 next year. Transfer station is, recycling is metal pulled out of the trash that comes in. Not a big number. Marketing of eco products, that's the sale of our eco soil. That's the compost made into soil, then sold, resold. This year was a relatively dry year, and so there was less yard waste. Anyway, compost miscellaneous is other shared service arrangements we have. And landfill amendment is dirty dirt. Dirty dirt is something that offsets the cost of buying cover material. It's dirty dirt that has been classified clean enough to go to a landfill. And so they pay us to dispose of it, but it offsets our need for cover material. So that's a year-to-year thing, but we're projecting it to be pretty much the same in the coming year. Then tipping fees is what the tip fee increase is. Total revenue should increase 12.46%. The rate's going up 11%. That's because there's a shift. There's less municipal waste coming from homes that's happened since COVID, since the shutdowns, and there's more commercial waste and more C&D waste because there's much more C&D demolition going on, particularly on the islands, as a result of people tearing down homes and rebuilding new gigantic houses. And that's a summary of that. We have met with the towns. As I said, the next chart shows that we've given them a specific number that they can budget for the coming year, what their increase in tip fee costs will be for the coming year. That's an estimate, but it's helpful for them to budget for budget purposes. And then this chart shows the history of our tip fees over time, going back 30 years. And you can see that's pretty flat. And again, we're amongst the lowest in the state. And finally, there's a chart showing you the estimated available landfill space and some scenarios that we're going to be working on in the next year. So if nothing happens, we have capacity to 2028, February. If we do scenario 2, where we take 400 tons of C&D waste starting in 2024, which is year after next, you would extend the landfill for a little longer, and then there's scenario 5. So we're going out to bid again. We went out to bid earlier this year at the top of the diesel market prices, pretty high. We rejected that bid. It came from Waste Management, private company, largest in the world. But we had lots of tire kickers who suggest, first of all, bid it at a different time and make some modifications to your specifications. And we're going to do that in the first couple months of next year. So we'll have an answer on where trash can go by 2028. There are many options out there. Obviously, we've talked about our surrounding counties, Cape May, Cumberland, Gloucester, the Camden County, the incinerator in Camden City, at the foot of the Walt Whitman Bridge, And there's a number of landfills in Pennsylvania and Ohio under various ownerships who are interested in doing that. We have a transfer station. It was designed to handle all the waste in Atlantic County, and for 7, 8 years, all of our waste was transferred from that location to a landfill in Pennsylvania. Much cost more, but we've been living with lower rates for a long time. That's a blessing. But it's going to go up going forward. We're going to do everything we can to keep the prices low. Thank you.
Do I have any questions for Commissioner
I have a
Fitzpatrick?
question. Just something that sticks out to me, the interest earnings on both budgets. From $65,000 in 2022 budget to $1.6 million in 2023. That's 25 times the 22 budget.
No,
It's 25 times 65 is $1.625 million. So do we have an actual amount of earnings this year that we can compare to the budget for next year?
Linda,
Yeah, absolutely.
Linda Bazemore is our Vice President of Finance and
So Karen,
Administration.
really, the difference is when we projected our budget for 2022, as compared to our actual for 2022, was really based on earnings of about 1 basis point. That's like 0.01. And our projection for 2023 is in a neighborhood of about 4.25, 4.5%. So it's a huge swing. And basically, available funds at 0.01 is next to nothing as compared to 4.5%.
Okay, that's helpful. And then also the unrestricted net assets line. Are those balances or the amounts that you're using from that account?
So that particular line item is what we use to actually balance our budget.
Mhm.
When you look at the wastewater side of the budget for 2022, you see a much larger number that's needed to pull from reserves to balance the budget. And as Rick mentioned, when we've actually lowered flows relating to our wastewater participants in 2021 and then a few years before that. So in 2021, when we lowered the flows, we reduced our revenues by $1.5 million. So we're over the last few years, we're trying to build that back up. And you do see that reflected in 2023. We're $700,000 as compared to 1.7 in the prior year.
Using the 779 to balance the budget as opposed to the 1.6.
Yes, and as mentioned before, 450,000 of it is for the economic, what we actually, for the county, for the Economic Alliance, as well as the Aviation Research Board. We're not allowed to raise the 450 in our budget. It must come from reserves. So the balance of 200,000 is what's needed to balance the 23 budget.
Okay, and so what is the balance of the reserves anyway?
Well, I don't have that here, but as you can see on the wastewater side, in order to earn $1.6 million, that means our reserves on that side is much more healthy than the solid waste side. That's why there is a difference in interest earnings between the two sides.
So
But I
we-
don't know the exact number. I don't have that, with me,
It's,
but we can share
just,
that with you.
my answer is it's around 30 million, right?
30 million in reserves for the ACUA?
Yes,
For wastewater.
for
For
waste.
wastewater?
Solid waste does not have those.
Yes,
the
there's a
reserve.
zero there.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Any other questions?
Any other questions from the
All right.
commissioners?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. You all.
And thank you, Mr. Dean.
All right,
There is a
bye-bye.
question from the public.
Is there a question from the public?
There is.
Pre-COVID question.
Great. Mr. Pogue. Mr. Pogue, are you on?
Just need to turn it on. You said I'm here.
We were in Stillman.
There we go. I think.
Hi, Creed.
Hey, Rick, how you doing?
Okay.
Again, congratulations. Long time and best wishes on retirement.
Thank
I was
you.
just trying to get a clarification when you were talking about the payments to the county. Was that one payment of 900,000 or was that 3 payments of 900,000 spread through the year?
It's actually 4 payments spread. It's 900,000 spread across the year.
So 900,000 is the total number. You just
The total number, and it's a 5. So we're in the second. We were going into the second year of a 5-year contract. We had a previous agreement 5 years before. So the money, it passes through county government to those two entities, doesn't the county? So that was the initiative from 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay, yeah, because if it was three payments of 900,000, then you're at almost 10% of the wastewater budget. Okay, all right, thank you.
Right, okay,
Thank you, Mr. Pope.
all right.
Anybody in person?
Anybody else from the public have any questions? Seeing, hearing none? Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. See you.
for that.
Bye-bye. Yeah, good job.
Thank you. Okay, that brings us into our bond ordinance with ordinance number 4.
Bond ordinance providing for election equipment and related improvements by and in the County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, appropriating $3,600,000, therefore, and authorizing $3,420,000 bonds or notes of the county to finance part of the cost thereof. Final reading.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Corsi. Any comment from Commissioner?
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
If I may, at the last meeting, we did, kind of give a summary from what the budget committee heard and the budget committee did make the recommendation, to move forward with it. I mean, I could regurgitate all of that, but I do see our superintendent and deputy superintendent of elections. I don't know if we want to just have her briefly, again, brief the public and then we open up for the, public comment
Sure.
hearing.
Right now, I just want to see if any other commissioners have any comments before we. Nope.
I think they did a good job last time presenting it.
Yep.
Let me rephrase it. Madam Chair. Did they have anything new?
Again, for the benefit of
Do
the
you have
public.
anything new that? for the
Might
benefit
be-
of the
No, I
public?
didn't say, I'm just saying, I didn't know if they had something.
The first reading, they weren't allowed to say anything. So
Right.
Right.
it's just us.
So
Most.
would you like to say anything? If you can, if you don't, if you think everything's fine, it's no pressure.
Do you want me to?
If you'd like to.
Do you want me to hear?
Yes.
Yes.
Good afternoon. So basically, this is for,
Maureen,
The-
can you announce like who you are?
pardon me, Maureen Bugden, Superintendent of Elections with Atlantic County. I'm joined by my Deputy Superintendent of Elections, Audrey, if you would stand up, please. Along with some of the election team, very hardworking, exhausted, 4 elections since October of this year. So this has really been a trying year. We have our last one coming on December 13th in Folsom. So having said that, we've really been putting our existing fleet of voting machines to the test for this year and approximately the last 20 years. They are wonderful, reliable dinosaurs, but they are on their last legs with parts very difficult to come by. And without a paper verified audit trail, which is if you watch the news anytime recently, you'll see that's really necessary when you want to go back and verify the computer count as opposed to the actual count by looking at particular ballots. So the machines that we looked at that are in use for early voting would, with this approval, become the entire fleet for Atlantic County, have that paper verified audit trail, have the contrast component, which allows for the visually impaired to finally have the opportunity to vote independently without assistance if they are legally blind, not completely blind, but that was a huge thing for us as well. And they mate with the electronic poll books that are in use for all of our elections. Same company, no duplication of services, and this is after testing and trying everything that's available, certified in New Jersey, put through rigorous testing with each and every election. And we're tremendously excited about this. We believe the voting public is excited about this, and we're also very, very grateful for your support.
And we're grateful for everything that you and your staff and everyone does.
If I could just take a moment, this is the hardest working group of ladies and gentlemen that I've worked with in my tenure as superintendent of elections. And I believe Audrey, who's just been with us since the spring, certainly believes that as well. And
Yeah.
they are the real heroes of our elections in Atlantic County.
Anybody else from the public like to come forward on this,
Comments for?
this ordinance? Yeah.
Just move this. My name is Steve Jones, Mays Landing, New Jersey. The information I'm presenting is available at my website called electionsdeclassified.com. This website is best viewed on a computer, not on a phone. There is bipartisan agreement. Electronic voting machines can facilitate the rigging of elections by enemies, foreign and domestic. The manufacturers will not allow us to see the computer coding and will sue anyone who suggests their machines may have been used to rig election outcomes. They wine and dine election officials at so-called training junket vacations while giving glowing sales pitches about their systems. On the website, you will find many experts explain how it is done. They will also explain the only way to ensure this cannot happen is to get rid of the machines. To have confidence in the outcome of any election, we must have real paper ballots, hand counted same day in a bipartisan, transparent process, and citizen voter ID. Without this, all other efforts may be in vain. In 2004, Clinton Curtis, an American attorney, computer programmer, and ex-NASA employee, also Speaker of the House of Florida at the time, admits that elections can and indeed be fixed, and it would be undetectable. I'd like to read an excerpt from his sworn testimony before the U.S. House of Representatives, Democrats of the Judiciary Committee, December 13, 2004. This can be seen on my website at the top of the homepage also. Mr. Ornbeck, Mr. Curtis, are there programs that can be used to secretly fix elections? Mr. Curtis, yes. How do you know that to be the case? Mr. Curtis, because in October of 2000, I wrote a prototype for present Congressman Tom Feeney at the company I work for in Oviedo, Florida, that did just that. And when you say did just that, it would rig an election? Mr. Curtis, it would flip the vote 51-49 to whoever you wanted it to go to, and whichever race you wanted it to win. And would that program that you designed be something that election officials that might be on county boards of elections could detect? Mr. Curtis, they'd never see it. Would you answer that question once again? They would never see it. After consultation with Mr. Curtis and others, Germany, the Netherlands, Italy got rid of their electronic voting machines. France uses paper ballots and voting is done in one day. The programming and vulnerabilities of the voting machines has only gotten more sophisticated and corrupt. You also find information on the electionsdeclassified.com exposing the true nature of another system you are planning to implement, ERIC, or Electronic Registration Information Center. Please be sure to review it also. I have my card for anyone who wants one. The website again is electionsdeclassified.com. And I'll pass out cards to you if you don't mind.
Can we pass them out, sir?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. And thank you for your hard work. I understand this is not easy and appreciate all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have anybody else who wants to come forward? Public hearing.
Another objection. Can I give you the balance of these, man? They all have at least one. Or the same code.
Okay, any other commissioners have anything to say? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Bertino,
Yes.
Forte.
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Anybody, I know a lot of people were here for that part of it, so if you would like to leave, feel free. Unless you want to step,
Or
I
stay for
mean,
the-
you know, we're not.
A lot of interesting stuff coming up.
Yeah. Okay, we're into our resolution and grants with resolution 667.
Amending resolution number 477 adopted September 6, 2022, a cost reimbursement agreement with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Brigantine Avenue Sections 2A and 2B project, net increase $670,375.20.
Motion.
Second.
Or move. Sorry.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto and seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any comments from our commissioners?
Yeah, it was two chairmen up here, so.
Any comments from our commissioners? Okay.
It's a habit, ain't
I did. I'm trying to raise it.
Anything from the public? Okay, seeing none, we'll have roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Bertino,
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to resolution 668.
Grant application and acceptance from the United States Department of Health and Human Services Centers for Disease Control and Prevention for the federal fiscal year 2021 overdose data to action. Operation Helping Hand Grant, amount not to exceed $50,000.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Hearing none, anything from the public? In hearing none, we'll have roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 669, please.
Grant application from the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the fiscal year 23 annual transportation plan. Amount not to exceed $6,828,550.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Risley and seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Being hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. This time I'll entertain a motion to combine and adopt resolution number 670 and 671.
I move to.
Second.
Move by everybody.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas and seconded by Commissioner Fitzpatrick. Hey, we have any?
Y'all want to move the rest of the agenda like that as well? Do the consent list, right?
Okay, any comments from our commission? Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution, we're now under professional services, resolution 672.
Amending resolution number 690 adopted December 21, 2021, a professional services agreement with various consultants for the 2022 engineering services pool for dam and transportation infrastructure projects to extend the term date only, no cost.
No, second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Bertino,
Yes.
Corsi,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 673, please.
Professional services agreement with various veterinarians and veterinary offices for the provision of veterinarian services for the Atlantic County Animal Shelter. Amount not to exceed $52,000.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Fitzpatrick. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Bertino,
Yes.
Corsi,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 674.
Professional services agreement with Deer Oaks EAP Services Limited Liability Company for the provision of an employee assistance program amount not to exceed $27,000.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Risley and seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 675.
Professional services agreement with various consultants for the 2023 engineering services pool for dam and transportation infrastructure project. Amount not to exceed $7,156,668.15.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Parker, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 676.
Professional service agreement with Archer and Griner, PC, for the provision of bond counsel services amount not to exceed $37,225.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Risley, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Bring us to resolution 677.
Professional services agreement with Acacia Financial Group Incorporated for the provision of financial advisory services for 2023 bond sales. Amount not to exceed $17,375.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. We go into our competitive contracts with resolution 678.
Renewal competitive contract with Barron Jewish Older Adult Services for the provision of senior center site manager services and furnishing of kosher meals for the Herman Pokachevsky Senior Center site in Atlantic City. Amount not to exceed $135,000.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Fitzpatrick. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to resolution 679.
Renewal competitive contracts with Caring Incorporated and Milton and Betty Katz Jewish Community Center to provide nutrition site management at various locations throughout Atlantic County. Amount not to exceed $530,813.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas and seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 680.
Competitive contract sub-grant agreements for Older Americans Act Area Plan Services fiscal year 2023 at 100% funding, amount not to exceed $558,885.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Fitzpatrick. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 681.
Competitive contract sub-grant agreements for Older Americans Act Area Plan Services fiscal year 2023 at 50% funding, amount not to exceed $601,158.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. As we go into our bid contracts, will we start with resolution 682?
Bid contract with Kelly Winthrop Limited Liability Company to provide deer carcass removal and disposal. Amount not to exceed $44,000.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Risley, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing here none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Forty,
Yes.
Days,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Gatto.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Risley,
Yes.
and Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 683.
Bid contract with Arawak Paving Company Incorporated for the resurfacing of Jimmy Leach Road, County Route 561, Section 1 in Galloway Township. Amount not to exceed $1,797,000.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Bell, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any comments from our commissioners?
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Through you to Jerry, how much is Jimmy Lee's Road? I thought Marsh Mill Road was the longest road in the county.
Jimmy Lee goes from, what would be Route 9.
No.
Okay.
The reason I'm being facetious,
I
right?
know.
There's always some paving going on Jimmy Lee's Road. And I always thought Marsh Mill Road was the longest county road because it takes you from here to Hamilton. But damn, I think y'all adding roads to Jimmy Lee's. I do more paving on Jimmy Lee's Road than Carter got Liverpool.
I'm watching Commissioner Days.
Maybe they just keep repaving the same spots.
I don't know. Last time y'all came up, y'all were doing the drains, and then y'all was doing the sewer, then y'all was doing a pothole.
Well, you got
We up to $7 million.
Commissioner Days shaking his head up here.
Huh?
We got Commissioner Days.
Yes, it is. I'm not gonna repeat Amy's comment, but you might be right. Hey, Rich. Hey, Rich, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Listen, tell me what the secret is. I'm in a new district now. I want to make sure Ventnor, Margate, and Longport, all those streets get paved now, right? The ones that hadn't gotten paved.
They already are.
And you.
That's some of
We have a
them.
hospital, we
They
have a
not
hospital
as
and
long as
Starbucks.
Jimmy Lee's Road. I don't care what y'all say.
We have a hospital and a
Hold on,
Starbucks on Jimmy Leach Road. A lot
What
of
is the
traffic.
total dollar amount we spent on paving and reconstruction? I don't need it today, on Jimmy Lee's Road.
Okay.
I know it was a lot of additional work going on. We widened the street, the road, et cetera. So I don't need it right now.
Okay.
I'm just curious, because I'm gonna use that as a trump card somewhere.
Well, part of what you
What kind of-
gotta remember.
Not Donald
is-
Trump, though.
You said
You
it.
bumped the damn me.
You remember the state did work there. That's what you remember. That was just that big project that the state did with the, if you remember, we, the county, had to go buy the land in order to put, on and off ramps on Jimmy Lee and then on and off ramps on Pomona. So that's what you probably hear Jimmy Lee's a lot of because they did a lot of land purchases and you heard what we're gonna do back on to Jimmy Lee's because of it.
That kind of makes sense. But I'm gonna still find out because I'm not gonna use the Trump card. Because
That's
Parker wants
hard.
me to, hell no, it ain't Trump.
But there was a big, like $11 million project going on in,
In
Longport,
That's
Margate and Ventnor and Ventnor.
I'm familiar.
Whose district is that?
Well,
Is that?
I don't know, but I don't know, but I'm still coming back to that. I'm still coming back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Any other comments from our commissioners?
Madam
Go
Chair.
ahead.
Yeah, well, we have a hospital, we have a university, we have a Starbucks and a Dunkin' Donuts. So there's a lot of traffic up there.
That was actually some of Amy's comments.
Jerry, is there an anticipated start date for this project? And can you tell us exactly what the project entails from where to where?
Yes, well, that project is from Route 9 to Pitney, but Doug is on. Doug can give you all the particulars, about drainage and stuff. Doug, you there?
Yeah, so there is some drainage work that will probably take place starting this winter. And then the paving will get done in the spring.
No one day about you, Doug, you sure give short answers. I like you. You give your short answer, right to the
Good
point.
answer.
You a lawyer by trade? No, I don't think so. They talk too damn much, but.
Rich, does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you. I guess the other question was, so there's talk for quite a while about the shop rate going there and to not interfere with any construction there. That's pretty much on hold or not happening, correct?
That's what I've heard. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but I haven't seen any movement through our DRC process.
Okay, thank you. So, I just don't want us to redo this and then have it all dug up again. So
just wanted to double check. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. Any other commissioner comments? Do you have anything from the public? Seeing here none, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes, Amy.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 684.
Bid contract with South State Incorporated for the 2022 drainage improvement project of various roads, amount not to exceed $941,066.
Okay. Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing here none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to our change order, which is Resolution 685.
Change order number 2, a contract with Arawak Paving Company Incorporated for the resurfacing of Third Street, sections 1A and 1B in the town of Hamilton to extend the term date. Net increase $22,894.07.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Brings us to Resolution 686, please.
Acceptance of deeds, easements, and various grantors in accordance with Atlantic County planning standards.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Risley, seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martina?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 687, please.
Memorandum of Understanding with the City of Brigantine Municipal Government for the provision of nutrition site management and janitorial services at the Brigantine Congregate Senior Center. Amount not to exceed $44,928.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing here none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 688, please.
Memorandum of Understanding with the Workforce Development Board to establish the South Jersey Workforce Collaborative Regional Plan.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Okay, anything from the public? Okay, I'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 689.
Memorandum of Agreement with Community Mediation Services Incorporated for services under the Older Americans Act, amount not to exceed $68,811.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 690.
Intergovernmental Services Agreement with Rutgers State University of New Jersey for the provision of dental services for Atlantic County residents at the J.H. Cronin Dental Center. Amount not to exceed $60,500.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Risley, seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any comments from the commissioners? Seeing, hearing none. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Brings us to Resolution 691.
Alternate method contract with Election Systems and Software for for the purchase of new voting machines by the Atlantic County Superintendent of Elections.
Sir. there's a
Amount
seat back
not
there.
to exceed $3,600,000.
Move, so moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Fitzpatrick, seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we're having a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carried. Resolution 692.
Lease purchase agreement with Atlantic County Improvement Authority for a greens mower for use at the John F. Gaffney Green Tree Golf Course. Amount not to exceed $55,000.
Move.
Moved by Commissioner Parker and seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any comments from our commissioners?
There we go.
Okay, seeing none. Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carried. Resolution 693.
Contract with Deborah Heart and Lung Center for the provision of cardiac treatment services to inmates at the Atlantic County Justice Facility. Amount not to exceed $100,000.
Moved by Commissioner Risley, seconded by Commissioner Parker. Any comments from?
Madam Chair, just a quick note, the budget committee kind of thought that was a high number and had some questions on that. That's kind of just a just in case number. We don't typically use anywhere near that, but you know, should there be a special circumstance, we have those funds available.
Thank you. Any other comments from our commissioners? Being here none, and just from the public. Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to resolution 694.
Designating the Atlantic County Department of Human Services Public Health Division Substance Abuse Services Unit as the administrator of the Atlantic County 12-hour and 48-hour Intoxicated Driver Resource Center.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas and seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing here none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 695.
Resolution requesting a transfer in the 2022 budget in accordance with the provision of NJS 40A:4-58.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Grizzly, seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Before I ask our clerk to read the next resolution, I would be remiss in not taking the opportunity on behalf of the entire board in thanking Ms. Harris for her dedication to this board throughout her tenure with the county. She's been an inspiration to us all in her dedication to serving the people, to her colleagues and coworkers, and for doing what is always right. Her accomplishments are too many to name, least I forget one. We all have accomplishments, but seriously, in Sonia's case, it is her core values of leadership, personal responsibility, dedication, and commitment that she brings with her that makes those accomplishments so special, and therefore, Sonia, an exceptional individual. Our sincere thanks and best wishes to you in your retirement.
Thank you.
Saving mine for the roast. Speech. I'm saving mine for the roast.
You're always prepared. All grandmoms and moms sayings. Okay, resolution 696.
Atlantic County Board of Commissioners resolution to appoint Tara Silapina as clerk of the Atlantic County Board of County Commissioners.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi and seconded by Commissioner Gatto. Any comments from our commissioners?
Well, I have a whole bunch. Do y'all wanna stay here tonight or y'all wanna wait?
No, we'll wait.
We'll wait.
Stay.
I yield to the majority then.
Commissioner Britton.
Just real quick, Madam Chair, I don't have to tell anybody here at the board that's worked with Sonia these last few years, how fortunate we are that we had someone so dedicated, so fair to work with all of us. We're fortunate, and Atlantic County is a better place because of you as a person and you as an employee. You did a great job.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You'll be missed.
Thank you.
Now,
I'm coming back.
Tara,
next
you're gonna have to
meeting.
step it up.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I think we were saving it.
Oh, no, that's all gonna be the rest of.
Maybe he's not gonna be at the next meeting.
I might not.
He's not allowed to
And
speak.
did
though.
you have something else, Commissioner Britton? Oh, okay, I thought you were saying something with Tara.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Yeah, first of all, I'll save my comments for Sonia at our next meeting. But, it's a great night for Ms. Tara Silpini. Congratulations. You have big high heels to fill. But we're very confident that you'll be able to do it. You've helped us out tremendously in the position that you were in, and I'm sure you'll do the same moving forward. Anything we can do for you, please let us know.
Go fast.
Madam Chair, I have a
Go
question.
faster.
Yes.
How in the hell did Terry get past not having an interview? Anybody y'all bring up here, they got interviewed by the board. I mean, how the hell that happen?
I think we interview her every day when we.
I don't know about, I don't know what y'all be doing, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, Sonia.
Say no more.
approved.
That's all matters. Say no more.
Not by Sonia, that's all I want to know.
Okay. Terry, remember, Sonia approved.
Sonia approved.
Okay, I'm done.
USDA.
She picked a good person.
Commissioner Gatto.
Thanks, Madam Chair. Joe Nichols would be yelling at me over here because I'm getting teary-eyed about Sonia. So I won't say anything about you right now, but, from Tara's perspective, we are very lucky to have somebody so qualified and dedicated, behind Sonia. And, the Silapina name is no stranger to these halls. And I think she's gonna do justice to not only Sonia, but to the name and to all of us. So, Tara, I'm so excited for you and, just thank you for what you're going to do for us, because I know you're gonna do a great job.
Go fast.
Yep, so.
I know you know we figured out. Like 3 years of it.
So they're kind of looking at each other.
You got 3 years. I better not be tearing up this too early.
So,
Joe
But seriously,
used to yell at me.
I know.
Crying in politics.
Tara, truly, we're so happy to have you and congratulations. We're looking forward to many years with you. We know you're going to be great. I think that. Anybody else?
Just go faster. That's all. Go faster.
Listen, let's hurry up.
Okay.
Y'all had a pity party over there.
Yeah, we are.
Terry,
Hurry
you know,
up
I'm gonna
before
talk
he
about you
starts
like,
crying.
you know what? Let y'all get on that phone tonight.
Okay, any comments from the public? Seeing, hearing none, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Rutino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Congratulations, Sarah.
Congratulations.
She tried to hide it, in combine and adopt these appointments.
I thought this y'all was gonna move, and I was gonna say, oh, that.
Right.
I'll entertain a motion to combine and adopt resolution 697 and 698.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Risley, second by Commissioner Gatto. Any commissioner comments? Seeing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Rutino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us to resolution 699.
Resolution setting the date, time, and place of the annual 2023 reorganization meeting of the Atlantic County Board of County Commissioners.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any comments from the commissioners? Seeing here none, I think from the public. Okay, we'll have a roll.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 700.
Resolution in support of a mental health court sponsor Commissioner Amy L. Gatto and Commissioner Maureen Kern.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gatto, seconded by Commissioner Corsi. Commissioner Gatto.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a follow-up to, discussion we had when our new prosecutor, Will Reynolds was here and talking about his initiative to bring a mental health court, to Atlantic County, very similar to the drug court system, but, for those who, have a diagnosis of, a mental health diagnosis. The details are spelled out in the resolution and they support the legislation that's been presented by our own elected officials here in Atlantic County, Senator Palestina and Assemblypersons Guardian and Swift. I think it's something, totally great for our county to implement. We do so much work to try to get help to people directly, whether it's the Hope One or some of the other initiatives, certainly with the centralized court system that we put in place. That was another arena to try to connect people with services immediately. I think this helps to continue to help those that are most vulnerable in our community. I don't know if you want to add anything, Madam Chair.
No, we did run it by also the advisory board, and they were very happy to see that we were doing something like this. It's, through the last so many years, again, I say, we brought a lot of things with stigma, free community, and we really need to take this and put it aside. There's very specific needs these individuals have. Any other comments from our commissioners?
This will save lives.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
I think this is a positive, as Amy stated, for the centralized municipal county court, and it falls in line with what we all envision that court being, and moving forward. And it also falls in line with what I hear from inside of the county with our correction officers, because I know they struggle with not being trained and not being exactly the right people to deal with certain issues. So I think it just helps out all together, and it helps the people that, we're not going to be putting people in jail that don't belong there. We're going to get them the help that they need. So I'm happy to see that it's moving in that direction to give people help as opposed to incarcerating them.
And this board has been a huge, proponent of anything that we're doing with mental health. We move things along. Any other comments from our commissioners? Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Right now, do we have any reports of special committees? Seeing here none, any unfinished business?
I have a question for Jerry. Jerry,
Jerry?
I wanted to ask you about the health insurance contributions that the employees are gonna have to start doing in 2.5 weeks. Has there been any movement for any support for them? I ask you because Ocean County is actually directly helping giving stipends to their county employees to get them through the time before, it's gonna take months before anything is done at the state level or in county legislation. Is there any possibility that we can do something like that? Has that been considered?
It has been considered, we'll have that conversation when we start showing you the budget. We have one more meeting internally tomorrow, then we'll start meeting with the budget subcommittee on the budget.
Okay, I mean, we just heard today that the ACUA has $30 million sitting in the bank. Our reserve is probably roughly 20, close to 20. Yeah, so maybe we could help a little bit.
I'm not sure we're gonna see as big increases, everybody.
Okay.
But we'll go through that budget. But the one thing we have done is we've gone out to the open market and everyone has said the same thing to us. Is
What?
that our experience is higher than the premium, so nobody wants to give us a quote on that. And you know, the state is, you know, John Donadio through MidJack is still working with the labor unions to see if we can get the state to give some additional funding. So that's another piece. We're still waiting to see whether or not the state responds.
Okay. You'll have the budget next meeting? Is that what you said?
We're having a meeting tomorrow
Oh.
with overall budget, and then we'll start meeting with the budget subcommittee on where we are.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have any other unfinished business?
Madam Chair, I don't know if it falls under unfinished business, but I don't know, Jerry or if Doug knows, did construction start at Cologne and 30? Because I don't see anything out there.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
say the answer is no, but.
Yeah. Hey Doug, you there still?
Yes. I haven't seen anything other than their notice to us that they were going to start this week. So I have not been out there myself.
Love the idea. Okay, I'll send one of my nice emails to Vanessa tomorrow.
They're gonna start next week, maybe before Christmas.
It's supposed to start the 5th of December.
Yesterday, yes.
Good luck.
I'm sending an
Okay.
email.
Anybody have any new business? Dispatcher.
It's kind of coincidental that we heard today, or I did not realize this, and actually a resident called me and asked a question, saying that the ACEA is funded, like we just heard from Mr. Dubby, $900,000 a year for the ACEA and the aerospace. Is there any kind of metric involved? Do they do any reporting to show how that money is being used? What's the return? What's the economic impact of that investment of $900,000 a year?
Yes, actually, money goes out to bond every year. And the lead person for the aviation park's been Howard Kyle.
Mhm.
And the leads, as you know, is more and more in Max Lusher. They put together in tandem probably 10, 12 pages of what they're doing as well as what's going on in the county
Mhm.
for every time money goes out to the market. They sit in on the
Rating calls.
Yeah.
Right, I'm okay, I'm not clear. The question was, how many jobs have we gotten for that 900 grand a year?
Okay, I'll have to go back to them.
That-
I mean, I
that-
can tell you all the things they do.
I know,
I'm sure
I know,
that's-
but that's what the question was posed to me and I couldn't answer.
Right.
So if you could find that out and let us know, that would be great.
Just remember, it's not only jobs that they do, it's they attract businesses into the area, so it's hard sometimes, as an example, you know, they've supported the water park, they went out there,
And that will
helping-
result in jobs.
Exactly.
So yeah, anything like that would be very helpful. Thank you.
Any other conflict commissioners? Okay, if anybody has received copies of any communications or petitions that you'd like to share. Seeing, hearing none, we'll now open the public portion. Anyone in person that would like to speak during public comments, please come to the podium, state your name, the town you reside. You will have up to 3 minutes to speak. If you're attending virtually, please type yes in the question and answer box. You will be raised from an attendee to a panelist. When you're raised, please state your name and the town you reside. Do we have anybody from the public?
We got Joe
County
Girardi.
clerk.
Oh,
County clerk.
So I'm gonna take 10 seconds of your time. Joe Giraldo, your county clerk.
I'm counting, Jeff.
No way.
All right, I'll be real quick.
Take your time.
Congratulations, Sonia. You made a great choice with Tara. And want to thank all of you for your support for the new voting machines.
It's not only important to Maureen, but it's also important to the clerk's office because we're actually the ones that do the reading at the end of the night. Only have to deal with an outside agency instead of three. So thank you once again for your support.
Did you get one of these?
Thank you, Joe.
Yes.
Okay, for the good of the order, this is National Influenza Vaccination Week, December 5 to 11, which is a gentle reminder to all of us about the importance of getting the flu shot, as well as shingles for some. I wanted to take the opportunity this afternoon to thank the board for this tremendous year. Our December 20th meeting will be my last meeting as chair of the board. And I will not be seeking the position next year. I believe it's an appropriate time to give the opportunity to another commissioner on the board. I'm looking forward in the new year to spending more time with my new district, which maybe I could use a little help with you, and carrying on my support for all county residents. It's been both a privilege and an honor to serve as chair. So thank you all. Anything else for the good of the order?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Who's that, Madam Chair?
Mr. Days.
Okay.
I yield to that guy from Jimmy Lee's Road first.
Okay. He's on a time delay. Okay, Commissioner Days.
Yeah, I just need to also recognize the Galloway Renegades varsity football team, which won their championship as well this past football season. They too went undefeated. So I'm looking forward to honoring them at a future date, whether it's at a commissioner meeting or at a Galloway council meeting. So.
About that Millville team.
About that Eagle team.
How about those?
Eagle team. Whoa. Wow.
So, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Before we adjourn, so I want to direct my comments to the clerk. And then maybe the clerk had already did it, but I wasn't here. I believe we do have a new employee in our office. Yes, we do. And I don't know if everybody knows who that new employee is.
Well, probably those that read their email.
You still got another, who's in charge? You still got another meeting. I just told you, I'm waiting to roast you. So if I was you, if I was you.
Everyone. I know, we like to embarrass everyone. We did Tara. No.
You guys speak up. You did all that yelling at baseball games. Speak up. But
Oh, it was a little bit louder.
welcome. Yeah.
Welcome.
I read, Chair, if I can, I read my email and I replied to our clerk and said that there was an excellent choice made with our hire.
I'm starting to connect the
President-
dots. Everything coming out of Egg Harbor City. I'm starting to connect the dots.
Well, we
We
used to
left
work
Capitan.
together.
Now we're in
Oh, that's even worse.
We worked together, Blaze Care and
We
Horizon.
should put no.
Roads out there.
And no, I think you're gonna be, I was so excited when I saw your name. I didn't know you, you know, because we had talked about other things going on in your life. But I think it's awesome and I think our office is gonna be, it's gonna be a great compliment to our already amazing other staff members.
Thank you, Sonia, for finding such a good person. Anything else for the good of the order?
Make a motion before I start again.
Yeah.
Motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.